Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another update of the development series of Bliss. Today, I got a few versions that I want to talk about, starting from version 0.16. So the first thing I want to talk about is the inventory update that we had to do. The last inventory system wasn't very usable nor interactable, plus it was giving us some technical issues that it was just better to start a new one from scratch. This new update mainly consists of having a visual of the inventory so that you can actually see and interact with what's inside. In this new inventory, you can now open it up and move items around so that you can sort them out however you want. Also, now you're able to drop items to discard them from your inventory. This inventory also allows you to stack certain items, such as potions. Now you can put them all together rather than filling all your spaces rapidly. At the moment, stackable items cannot be splitted, but we may add that feature later on. As you may have noticed, there is also a small description about the item when you hover over them. We also created the gold system. With this update, we have a gold indicator in the inventory that tells you how much gold you have. You can now pick up gold and it will update in your inventory. What I like about the gold system that we did is that the amount of gold you get from each drop can be randomized by using the minimum and maximum amount of gold within the parameters. Now, we can implement this into the enemy class. Now whenever you kill an enemy, they will drop gold and the amount you get is also randomized. With this in mind, all of this is useless if we don't have a way to spend the gold. Which brings me to the next point, the shop system. Okay, so the shop system is pretty basic, but it gets the job done. At the moment, the shops only have two features, buy and sell. You can sell items from your inventory to get gold, or you can buy items with your gold. Currently, you have to drag your items to the blue square if you want to sell, or you could drag the items from the shop into your inventory bar, or by dragging it to the green square, which will automatically sort the item you bought into your inventory. The idea for these shops is to have multiple of these across the map, and since each one can hold different items by changing their parameters, you can easily make different shops with different items for you to check out. We finally got to work in the rage mode. When you activate rage mode, your character will turn red, although it's blue at the moment, and you will be granted extra stats. These stats include more damage, faster attacks, and higher movement speed. For the extra damage, the way it works, it basically multiplies your base damage by a certain amount. For now, the multiplier is set up to 1.75, so if your base damage is 50, your attacks will deal 88 damage now. And this also works if you have a weapon equipped, so if your base damage is 50, and then you add your weapon's damage, which in this case is also 50, your base damage will be 100 damage per attack. Now if you turn rage mode on, you will deal 175 stunts. As for the attack speed, we're increasing the attack speed at which the animations are being played, and for the movement speed, we're just increasing the base speed of the character. Moving on, I started working on the Dragon Slayer. We're reusing the same weapon class as the heavy sword, and I haven't made many animations for the Dragon Slayer yet. And the ones we currently have are not the best, so this will either get replaced or updated in the future, but at least for now, it combos well together enough to be usable. The Orc prototype. In the last devlog, we started working in the animations for our first boss, the Orc. Here I got to work in a few more animations, and my brother started working on a prototype AI for the boss class. The idea is to have at least 2 sets of animations so that the bosses can enter into a second phase to increase the difficulty. I also thought that having variations of attacks will make the fights a little bit more immersive, so I ended up making some variations for our attacks. Let's check out real quick the Orc prototype. So here is a quite basic AI. All it does is standing idle until you get in range, it follows you, and it plays attack animations. At the moment, it doesn't deal damage yet, but it does play different animations depending on the distance you are. For instance, if you're really far away, he will try to throw a range attack, and if you're pretty close, he will try to punch you away. The dodge system was improved once again. In the last update, it allowed you to turn around while you were dodging, but you were still receiving damage if you got hit. So now you won't receive damage while dodging, even if you get hit. We're using animation notifiers to give immunity frames in between the dodge animation. We're still adjusting it so that it can't be spammed as much and can be immune all the time. Main menu update. The main menu was updated. Now it actually looks like a decent menu. This menu has a few upgrades. Now you have a settings menu. For now, it only lets you change the visual quality. It only changes shadows and lighting at the moment, which don't have much impact on performance yet. And now the new game button will send you into the first level of the game where the fight soon begins. And I think that was it for this version. Now let's move over to version 0.17. Once again, yes, the inventory went into small remake. But don't worry, this will probably be very close to the final version, so as of now we don't have plans to change much of it. I can't really remember what was wrong about the last inventory system, other than looking pretty bad even for a prototype, but I remember it was giving us quite some trouble with the AI or something like that. So we ended up with this. It basically has the same functions as before, but some noticeable improvements are the visuals, better description of the items, and it says gold next to the gold indicator. For the HUD, we moved the health bar to a better position, plus we added a stamina bar. As of now, the stamina is only consumed when you dodge. This was mostly set up like this so the players wouldn't spam the dodge button as previously mentioned. Once you run out of stamina, you will not be able to use dodge again until a certain amount of stamina has been recovered. As some of you requested, we tried implementing the air combat system, which will allow you to lift the enemies and fight mid-air. To be honest, we had no idea how to make this look good. I tried making it by animation, where I would lift the characters by using animations, but that didn't work well. Then, my brother tried making it with code, and he got something out of it, but it wasn't as good. And after many attempts, we decided to put it on the side for now. We may not have an air combat system in the final release, but we'll keep it in mind. If we end up doing it, we might have to do double the work for the combat system, so we will think about it. If you think it would be worth doing it, please let us know. Let's move on. We created more potions. We now have the basic potion, iron skin potion, and strength potion. The basic potions heal you a determined amount of health, it costs 50 gold, and the effect is instant. Iron skin potions make you take less damage. Basically, they increase your armor stats, which this is something I didn't talk about before, but we basically have more stats on the character besides health and stamina. So armor deflects a percentage amount of incoming damage, which means that by using the iron skin potion, you deflect a percentage amount of damage for a certain amount of time. As of now, the level 1 potions will increase your resistance for 5 seconds. As you can see here, I'm taking quite some damage from this goblin, but once I activate the potion, I'm almost not taking any damage. I am still taking some damage, but it's almost none. And once the effect goes away, I start taking normal damage once again. Also, you can see active buffs above your health bar, and once the effect is about to run off, the icon will blink a few times before disappearing. The strength potion grants you extra damage to your base damage. The level 1 potions will grant you 10 extra damage for 5 seconds. The damage from these potions will also be multiplied when bridge mode is activated, so everything adds up pretty well. Orc update. Alright, good. We got to work a bit more on the orc in this update as well. Now the orc can actually deal damage to you, and for some of the attacks it will push you away if you get hit. So now when he punches you, you actually get pushed away. We added the rest of the animations that were included before, and we also added him and the goblins the ability to rotate while playing animations. This way it kind of follows you a little bit before throwing the attack and it increases the difficulty a bit. Second phase was also added here. The orc and the other bosses will enter into second phase after losing a percentage amount of their HP. For now, the orc will enter into second phase when he loses 50% of his HP. He will enter into second phase and we start playing a new montage that contains faster and different animations. This way it becomes a little bit less predictable to play against, forcing you to adapt to the combat. He will also be dealing more damage than before and attack more frequently in between attacks. Great, I think that's enough orc for today. Die menu. Next. When you die now, you get this menu with two options. Last checkpoint, which sends you to the last checkpoint saved, or main menu, that sends you to the main menu. Oh yeah, which also got a small update here. Basically, we made it look better with some grass, particles and punch processing effects. Technical features includes additions to the settings menu. Now you can change the master volume, music volume, and sound effects volume. For video settings, we added some extra settings with the help of the auto settings plugin, although the visuals still only change shadows and lights mostly, but the resolutions and VSync settings do affect performance a lot. We were also working on setting up a key binding system so that you can change the controllers to whatever you want. but it's not ready yet. Anyways, gotta move on. There are 10 things I want to talk about here: the checkpoint system and teletransportation system. For the checkpoints, I don't have much to show here. All we have for now is this actor with the bonfire, which once you get close to it, it lets you interact with it so you can save a file which will work as a save data. For the portals, we're using these ruins, and again, once you get close to them and interact with them, you will be teleported to another predetermined ruin. We're thinking of using these to move from level to level, or just to get from one place to another faster. The uses we have for them until now is to move from level to level, but we can use the teleport system for so many things. Now we just gotta put them to good use. I guess this is it for today. Don't forget to wishlist Bliss on Steam, and please let me know if you have any comments, feedback, or ideas about Bliss or the Devlogs. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.